There's a lot to say on this one, especially considering current events. I read Rise to Greatness, Abraham Lincoln and America's Most Perilous Year in 2017. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars on Goodreads, and I wrote this about it after reading. This book is better than the star rating I gave it. It is so comprehensive about Lincoln and his direct interactions in 1862 that its frame is composed with many different through lines about issues, people, and events in American life surrounding the president. The lines in history are spectacularly well written and elaborate. It's just that I wasn't interested in all of them equally. It's kind of the same way I feel about the broken up chapters of the Song of Fire and Ice books, which is probably an interesting political yet fantastical comparison to the turmoil and drama that was forsaking our country during the Civil War. I didn't put the book on my reading list, nor did I read it with the intent of understanding a polarized nation, nor calming my fears of the unprecedented nature of current messes in the world. But it had an unexpected counseling effect on me. We think of Lincoln as a universally loved figure that boldly and courageously destroyed old ways of thinking. This book showed me that even the greatest of our old heroes had factions that hated them, and that those old heroes aren't without failures, and that we've always been a political rat's nest, and that the current state of things is just another iteration of that. This book gave me solace that destruction is not imminent, but that there will always be extreme voices that warn of it. Lincoln's life and achievements always remind me that life is long, so don't give up, because you will have lots and lots of time for lots and lots of failures, and victories too. This is not the end of us. This is just another chapter. We are all right, and we are all wrong, and that is all right. You should read it if you want to look massive, terrible adversity in the face and not give up on your beliefs. Lincoln wasn't perfect, and ultimately, that's okay. The world feels terrible to me right now, and ultimately that is okay too. I won't give up. Thinking about reading this book in 2017 and the counseling effect that it had at the time is really interesting, thinking about today and the recent election. At the time, our polarization felt really terrible. This book helped me realize that it's a very common experience, that polarization is a very common experience in American history. The statement, "I won't give up," is very important, and maybe I should read it again, because over the course of the last year, and definitely as a result of the last election, I'm struggling with that. I'm struggling to not give up. The election itself has kind of signaled that a lot of us are giving up, that we've given up on a lot of things. Some people have given up on the systems that are in place, and so they voted one way. Some people have given up on their ability, their agency to be able to change anything, so they've given up altogether. In 2017, I said I won't give up, and I won't give up on life, and I won't give up on people. I think I'm giving up on labels. I think labels are not important anymore, definitely not to me. We are in a new, unprecedented time in our country, and the polarization is part of that. I am ready to have conversations with anyone on any side of the political spectrum because I am giving up on labels. I know we need to find something to unite about, and I'm not sure what that thing is. I don't know the right way for us to take it. The thing that this book really taught me was that we idolize Lincoln, but he was political in nature, and he had some ideas that were pretty terrible if those would have been the ideas that won out in history. They didn't. The view of history that we have of Lincoln is positive because the right things won out. Ultimately, I'd like to have faith that regardless of the way that we push forward now, the right things will win out again. It's really a challenge to believe that this polarization is conquerable, that we can find a way to unite through this. I don't know the answer. I know that I've been physically sick for a couple of weeks, emotionally sick, and even, I think, mentally sick a bit because of the election. I don't understand it. I don't understand how people are voting. I don't understand the direction that we are going right now. This book is a great way to look at how today is so much like it was then. I hope that people are open to conversations. I am open to conversations. I want to find the things that can unite us as people in the face of all the terrible beliefs that we have about each other right now. I don't know how we do this. I don't know how we figure out what to do next. Everything that we've believed for decades, or that we've trusted for decades, is going to change. There will be change. And a lot of people think that is a good thing. But I won't give up on the belief that it can get better, and that we can get better together. Going back to sort of the purpose of me making these videos and talking about the books that I've read and the feelings that I have surrounding these books, I want to have more conversations. I want to talk more about what people believe and what people want to have happen. I'm very confused what's going to happen next, but I'd love to talk to people about what they think is there. And I think if we can find some ideas that we share in terms of what we want, those are the things that will allow us to make it through and bridge some of this polarization. I'm not as counseled in 2024 by the story of the Civil War as I was in 2017. I think we have a lot to talk about and a lot to work through. So reach out, let's talk, let's do it. I read Rise to Greatness, Abraham Lincoln in America's Most Perilous Year by David von Drehle in 2017. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. Till next.